In the heart of the Dimitry training grounds, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as Roman, the commanding figure of the Dimitry army, gathered his soldiers. The focus shifted to an upcoming swordsmanship competition, a revelation that caught the soldiers by surprise. With a commanding presence, Roman addressed his soldiers, ensuring they were aware of the impending challenge. He spoke with an air of confidence, declaring that in the coming month, every soldier would participate in a fierce competition. The stakes were high, as only 6 soldiers would be selected to represent the prestigious Dimitry army. Roman's directive was clear. Past evaluations were irrelevant. The soldiers' performance in the coming month would define their ranks. The soldiers, initially taken aback by this unexpected turn of events, absorbed Roman's words. The announcement carried weight, resonating with the warriors who had returned from the front lines but now found themselves thrust into a new battle. Roman envisioned his subordinates as sharp swords, ready to be drawn at any moment. Roman emphasized the importance of his subordinates' pursuit of strength, making it clear that his current endeavors were aimed at instilling within them a fervent desire for self-improvement. Addressing the soldiers, he assured them that those who represented the Dimitry and brought honor to their name would receive suitable rewards. Furthermore, Roman announced that if any of the 6 chosen swordsmen emerged victorious in the upcoming competition, they would be granted the opportunity to learn advanced techniques. He reiterated his commitment to aiding his subordinates in their advancement, whether in cultivation or swordsmanship, promising to support them in reaching new heights. Pucky, a thoughtful soldier among the ranks, saw this as a chance for personal growth. The idea of acquiring knowledge directly from their esteemed leader, Roman, ignited a spark within him. He envisioned accelerating his growth and mastering advanced techniques that could set him apart on the battlefield. The sentiment echoed among the soldiers. They recognized Roman's prowess and viewed the opportunity as a life-changing prospect. While the soldiers contemplated the rewards, Roman delved into the deeper objectives of the competition. For him, it served a dual purpose. Firstly, he aimed to enlighten the northeastern nobles about the harsh realities of their situation. The competition would act as a showcase, revealing the true nature of their ongoing battle. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly, Roman saw this as a comprehensive training opportunity for his subordinates. As the soldiers absorbed Roman's vision, the training grounds transformed into a crucible of ambition and aspiration. Roman envisioned a cohort of skilled and disciplined warriors emerging from the competition. He anticipated that, by the end of this intense period, his soldiers would not only elevate their skills but also gain a deeper understanding of the challenges they faced. With a sly smirk, Roman anticipated that the unfolding events in the northeastern region would indeed be a spectacle. As the soldiers commenced their myriad competitions, Roman contemplated the significance of the upcoming month. Reflecting on his past life as the Heavenly Demon Baek Joong-Hyuk, he acknowledged that his very existence had been shaped by life-or-death crises. Despite his familiarity with navigating through crises, Roman recognized the imprudence of needlessly endangering himself. Acknowledging that the looming challenges weren't exclusive to his subordinates, he understood the imperative for personal growth within this month. While crises were not unfamiliar territory for Roman, he was determined not to underestimate the potential dangers. In his quest for strength, Roman sought to avoid unnecessary risks, realizing that self-improvement was a journey he had to undertake alongside his subordinates. In the midst of this, Lucas, now the leader of the Hao clan, approached Roman. Roman shared his intention to retreat into isolated training for the duration of the month, entrusting Lucas with a significant task. Handing over his sword, Roman instructed Lucas to sell it, renaming it Blaze in the process. However, Roman emphasized the necessity of secrecy, cautioning Lucas not to reveal the true identity of the sword's owner to any potential buyers. Lucas examined the sword with admiration, marveling at its craftsmanship and quality. He couldn't help but question Roman's decision to part with such a remarkable weapon. Nevertheless, he respected Roman's wishes and set out to find a suitable buyer. With Roman's permission to sell the sword however he saw fit, Lucas contemplated various avenues, ultimately considering the possibility of auctioning it anonymously. He was confident that those who recognized the sword's true worth would be willing to pay a high price for it. As Lucas pondered the best course of action, the scene transitioned to Adelion, a bustling city characterized by flourishing business activities. Its prosperity was not solely a product of happenstance. Rather, it was greatly enhanced by the presence of the Warp Gate in the northeastern region. At the bustling auction center, Lucas, shrouded in a cloak to conceal his identity, hands over the sword to an attentive auction worker. With a trained eye, the worker examines the blade, immediately struck by its remarkable quality. A soft, azure glow emanates from the artifact, hinting at its extraordinary nature. Intrigued, the worker queries Lucas about his preferences for the upcoming auction. Maintaining secrecy, Lucas requests a free bidding process, opting to keep the seller's identity anonymous. The worker, well-versed in auction proceedings, explains that such a format entails a 10% processing fee but assures Lucas it's a standard practice. Accepting the terms, Lucas follows the worker into the depths of the auction house for the item's evaluation. Inside the appraisal room, Lucas encounters Morris, the esteemed manager of Adelian's auction house. The worker conducting the assessment commends the sword's craftsmanship, noting its unparalleled strength and sharpness. He muses on the rarity of such a finely crafted weapon in the market, estimating its value to be no less than 30 gold coins. Proceeding with the evaluation, the worker turns his attention to the sword's mana receptivity, a critical aspect of its worth. Mana receptivity, graded on a scale of 1 to 10, measures a sword's ability to absorb mana. Typically, a grade of 3 or higher denotes exceptional quality for artisan swords. However, as the worker tests the sword, astonishment spreads across his face. To his disbelief, the sword displays a grade 10 mana receptivity, an unprecedented revelation. The worker explains to Morris the significance of this finding. Not only does the sword absorb mana, but it also amplifies its power, a feat rarely seen even among the most skilled artisans. Morris, taken aback by the sword's unique properties, realizes the magnitude of what they are about to auction. As the scene transitions to the grand halls of the Adelian auction house, anticipation mounts among the eager attendees. With a commanding presence, the host called upon the assembled audience to seize the opportunity presented before them. Never had the auction house witnessed an item of such extraordinary caliber, setting the stage for an event that would be etched into the annals of its history. From wealthy patrons hailing from the countryside to the elite of the capital, the audience was a testament to the widespread intrigue that had been ignited by rumors swirling around this singular event. As the murmurs of excitement reverberated throughout the room, the host seized the moment to unveil the coveted centerpiece of the day's proceedings, the artisan sword known as Blaze. A palpable sense of awe descended upon the audience as all eyes turned towards the magnificent weapon displayed before them. The host's words resonated with the crowd as he underscored that Blaze was no ordinary sword. Its true value lay in its remarkable mana receptivity. To illustrate the significance of this, the host recounted a past auction where a rapier boasting a grade 7 mana receptivity had fetched a staggering sum of 300 gold. However, Blaze transcended all expectations with its unprecedented grade 10 mana receptivity, coupled with its unique ability to amplify absorbed aura. It was a revelation that sent a wave of anticipation rippling through the crowd, igniting a fervor of bidding frenzy. The host declared that while he had auctioned off numerous artisan swords in the past, none compared to the unparalleled uniqueness of Blaze. With an infectious enthusiasm, the host initiated the bidding at a modest 10 gold coins. The atmosphere crackled with excitement as bids quickly escalated, each increment bringing Blaze closer to its inevitable destiny. From 10 to 50 gold coins in mere moments, the bidding war unfolded with a feverish intensity, each participant eager to claim ownership of the coveted artifact. The auction hall buzzed with anticipation as the bids continued to climb, reaching a staggering 600 gold coins. Yet, just when it seemed that Blaze had found its rightful owner, a sudden hush fell over the crowd as number 53 boldly entered the fray with a bid of 1,200 gold coins. The auction host, momentarily taken aback by the audacity of the bid, could scarcely conceal his astonishment. Number 53 was revealed to be Marquis Valentino, a figure renowned for operating a merchant empire spanning the entire continent. With vast wealth amassed over the years, Valentino remained neutral in the political arena. However, when it came to acquiring exceptional items, he was known to pursue them with relentless determination. As his bids sent ripples through the auction hall, the true extent of Valentino's influence remained a mystery to the denizens of the Cairo kingdom. The auction host could barely contain his excitement at the prospect of such a formidable bidder. The auction hall crackled with anticipation as the auction host proclaimed Marquis Valentino's bid as unprecedented in the annals of the Adelian auction house. The announcement sent a ripple of astonishment through the assembled audience, each member taken aback by the sheer magnitude of the bid. Marquis Valentino contemplated the true worth of the renowned sword, Blaze, recognizing that its significance went far beyond mere mana receptivity. To Valentino, Blaze symbolized a revolutionary breakthrough, a representation of uncharted territory in the elusive mastery of the 10th stage, a realm untouched by any swordsman thus far. In the world of swordsmanship, a dichotomy often existed between famous swords and magic swords. While novice swordsmen favored enchanted blades for their efficiency, seasoned practitioners understood the necessity of wielding a pure weapon to fully unleash their aura. For those ranked as famous swordsmen, possessing a blade capable of harnessing their aura to its fullest potential held immeasurable value. Such swords were deemed priceless treasures, worthy of any sacrifice, even if it meant relinquishing everything Valentino owned. Valentino contemplated the potential impact of the blacksmith releasing additional swords to the market. He believed that if the same blacksmith crafted a second or third sword, the value of blades would skyrocket, as it would retain its status as the original creation. Valentino understood that in the realm of artisans, possessing an item labeled as the first held significant recognition, elevating the entire collection to a higher echelon of prestige and value. Meanwhile, the other audience members, driven by their own desires for rarity and prestige, dared not oppose Valentino's bid. The allure of possessing such a coveted item outweighed any potential risks, and thus, the auction host declared Valentino the victor with his bid of 1,200 gold coins. Later, in the seclusion of a private room, Valentino wasted no time in finalizing the transaction. With a sense of eagerness, he handed over 1,300 gold coins to Morris, the attendant of the auction house, insisting that the extra 100 gold coins be considered a token of appreciation for Morris's service. Gratefully accepting the unexpected gift, Morris was visibly touched by Valentino's generosity. In return for his generosity, Valentino made a simple request: information about the blacksmith responsible for crafting blades. As Marquis Valentino expressed his desire to meet the swordsman responsible for crafting blades in person, Morris, the attendant of the auction house, couldn't hide his trepidation. He stammered, explaining to Valentino that arranging such a meeting would prove challenging. Apologizing profusely for the inconvenience, Morris's nerves were palpable. Upon hearing this, Marquis Valentino responded with disappointment. "That's too bad," he remarked, acknowledging the situation. Valentino expressed his belief that it would be a natural decision for the auction house to make. He instructed Morris to notify him first if the blacksmith were to send another item for auction, emphasizing the importance of staying informed and maintaining a strategic advantage in future transactions. Later, as Marquis Valentino retreated to his carriage, clutching the prized sword in his hands, he couldn't help but marvel at its craftsmanship. The sword's flawless blade and its extraordinary man-reactive properties left Valentino in awe. Despite his vast collection of renowned swords, he had never encountered one quite like Blaze. Determined to uncover the identity of its elusive creator, Valentino resolved to spare no effort in his quest. Turning to his subordinate, Valentino instructed him to begin the search by investigating Dimitry's master blacksmith, reasoning that since Blaze's first trade occurred at the Adelian auction house, it was plausible that its origins could be traced back to Dimitry. Assured of his subordinate's compliance, Valentino prepared to embark on his quest, his heart brimming with anticipation. Meanwhile, at Dimitri's training grounds, Chris, engaged in a sparring match with Henderson, emerged victorious, signaling his prowess. As he contemplated the selection of soldiers for the upcoming competition, Chris's thoughts drifted to potential candidates, including himself, Kevin, Vulcan, and Pucky. However, uncertainty lingered over the remaining 2 slots. Suddenly, Chris's attention was drawn to a peculiar sensation, a disturbance in the sky that seemed to reverberate through the very air. Stunned, he gazed upwards, sensing an inexplicable turbulence that defied explanation. Meanwhile, Roman, immersed in his swordsmanship, reflected on a recent encounter with Butler. Contemplating the outcome had he engaged in immediate combat, Roman acknowledged the importance of preparation in securing victory. It was a lesson that resonated deeply as he honed his skills, preparing for whatever challenges lay ahead. Without the luxury of ample preparation time, Roman acknowledged he wouldn't have been able to handle the Stage 5 aura. His decisions, still colored by the memories of his past life as Baek Joong-Hyuk, revealed a lingering arrogance and a struggle to fully accept his current identity as Roman Dimitry. In his previous life, Baek Joong-Hyuk had been a formidable force, capable of overcoming any opponent. But Roman understood that the same rules didn't apply in his current existence. Facing adversaries like Butler, Roman realized survival in such battles required unwavering resolve and unshakable determination akin to the unyielding cycle of day and night. Engrossed in the repetitive act of pounding steel before the furnace, Roman endured the scorching heat, his skin reddening and blistering. Despite the physical strain pushing him to his limits, Roman remained steadfast in his focus. He recognized the necessity for transformation, not just for himself, but also for the blade he wielded, a process of renewal and rebirth. Harnessing the technique of flame recreation, Roman absorbed the flames and channeled the mana within, using the fusion of sword and fire to mold his body closer to perfection. As he underwent his second metamorphosis, Roman emerged from his training chamber with a newfound confidence, laying the groundwork for his ascent to greater heights. Closing his eyes, Roman visualized facing two imaginary incarnations of Butler simultaneously, a mental exercise to hone his skills and prepare for future confrontations. He contemplated the intricacies of the Heavenly Demon sword, which divided into 3 stages: the first half trichotomy, mid-trichotomy, and second half trichotomy. Though Roman had only mastered the first half trichotomy thus far, he sensed a shift on the horizon. With his second metamorphosis completed, he anticipated unlocking new levels of power. Should he achieve the elusive third metamorphosis and gain access to the second half trichotomy, Roman vowed that no opponent would stand in his way. With the unwavering determination and conviction of Baek Joong-Hyuk, the legendary Heavenly Demon, Roman was poised to become an absolute master. Now proficient in utilizing the mid-trichotomy, Roman found himself capable of besting even 2 opponents like Butler simultaneously. However, a lingering uncertainty nagged at him. Was it truly right to emulate the actions of his past life? The operation of aura emitted by the wielder of his sword resembled an explosion, momentarily surpassing even the refined inner power of Miram. Roman pondered whether blindly adhering to the ways of his former self was the correct path. With the realization dawning upon him, Roman understood that he didn't need to conform to the norms of his current world. He resolved to challenge the common belief that the aura operation method of his present life was entirely flawed. Instead, he sought to forge a path that bridged the gap between his current existence and his past life. Summoning the techniques of the Heavenly Demon sword style mid-trichotomy, Roman unleashed a colossal explosion of purple aura. With a single decisive strike, he vanquished the imaginary butlers that stood before him. In that moment, Roman realized the potential that lay within him, a fusion of both his past and present selves, forging a new path forward.